Hi there. Welcome to the first session of personal fitness. Today we are going to focus on introduction to personal fitness. Before we get started, I wanted to go over some things with you guys, just kind of logistic items. So what I'll need you to do at the beginning of each class is if you go into your Google Classroom, which you can see behind you, if you go over to the classwork tab, select that. I need you to go down to where it says 4-week sheet. You're going to click on this document, and then when it comes up, you are going to go over to File and make a copy. Once you've completed this, then you can fill out your own form. I use this as kind of like a daily get us started activity. What I'll do is I will present you with a question every day. It will go along with what we're learning that day or maybe what we learned the day before, and then you're going to answer it where it says A. Make sure that you're starting on the correct day, which today is Thursday. And the question for today is, what does personal fitness mean to me? You can take a second to think about that now and then answer it, or you can do it later on. At the end of 4 weeks, you will turn this sheet in for a grade, so make sure that you are filling it out while we go along every day. If you do answer this question now, it will help you for an activity that we are going to do later. So I'll give you a minute to fill that out. All right, once you have finished filling that out, you're then going to come back over to your Google Classroom and look in the Materials tab. Go to where it says Daily Check-In. We are asking all students to fill out daily check-in forms. This is so we can better help you, whether you are dealing with things emotionally or you're struggling with the workload that we have for you. It's just a way for us to check with you, see how you're doing, and then there are questions on here that ask you to fill out work-related information as well, like if you are understanding the assignments, if you need help with something, that way we can reach out to you. So at the beginning of each class, make sure you fill out that 4-week sheet as well as your daily check-in. Those are two things that we need from you. And you can go every day to the Materials tab, click Daily Check-In, and then just go directly to this Google Form link, and it will take you right there. And then finally, okay, so after you've done that daily check-in, I need you to scroll down to where it says Unit 1, Introduction to Personal Health. You're going to click on the Unit 1 Notes material to bring that up. And then just like with the 4-week sheet, you're going to scroll over to File and make a copy of your own. Once you hit Make a Copy, you can then fill out the notes as we are going over the slides. And then you will have the slides available to you as well. So if you just want to listen while we're going through the notes, that's fine, and then fill these out later. All notes that we fill out throughout each unit are going to be due at the end of each unit, and you will get points for those as well. And we do these because they will work as a study aid for you for future assessments. So make sure that you are filling this out as we go along as well. All right, so we are going to jump into the actual presentation and see, I can see I already have a typo right here. So it's not Introduction to Personal Fitness, it's Introduction to Personal Health. So we're going to get started. We're going to do some activities today, and I'm excited to get going. All right, so I'm going to start out with some statistics and facts for you guys, just so you can get an idea of where the United States stands when it comes to personal fitness and physical activity. So in the United States, only 1 in 3 children are physically active every single day. And less than 5% of adults actually participate in 30 minutes of physical activity each day. 1 in 3 adults receive the recommended amount of physical activity each week, and more than 80% of adults do not meet the guidelines for both aerobic and muscle strengthening activities each week. And some of this could be due to the fact that being sedentary and not really moving all that much is kind of built into our society and our culture because things are so spread out. we usually have to take some sort of transportation like a car or a bus to get to where we're going. So it's harder for us to actually incorporate physical activity into our daily lives versus another country like Europe where things are closer together. It's easier for them to walk to work, to bike to work. So unless you live in town, it can be difficult to try to get to incorporate physical activity into your daily life, which is one thing that I hope you take away from this class, is learning how to do that for a lifetime. So in the United States, more than 80% of adolescents do not do enough aerobic physical activity to meet the guidelines for youth. And children now spend more than 7.5 hours a day in front of a screen, whether that's their laptop, their tablet, their phone. When you think about it, right now you're sitting in front of a screen, and it's really hard to actually be active and move if we're just sitting in front of a screen. And then 28% of Americans, which is about 80.2 million people age 6 and older, are physically inactive in the US. To continue, since the 1970s, the number of fast food restaurants has more than doubled in the United States. And recent reports actually project that by 2030, half of all adults, which is around 115 million US citizens, will be obese. And overweight adolescents have a 70% chance of becoming overweight or obese adults. Because a lot of times the things that we learn in adolescence carry through into adulthood, and it's very difficult to break habits once we start them. Human beings are not known for liking change, so we get into a routine and we kind of carry that on into adulthood. So starting now and building healthy ways to live, incorporating physical activity into your daily life now can actually help you live more physical active lifestyles in the future. So the typical American diet, I'm just going to keep moving myself around here so you can see the whole screen. The typical American diet exceeds the recommended intake levels in 4 categories of the recommended food guidelines. Those categories are calories from solid fats and added sugars, refined grains, sodium, and saturated fats. The typical American diet consists of an average of 3,400 calories or milligrams a day of sodium, which is well above the current federal guidelines of less than 2,300 milligrams per day. It consists of empty calories from added sugars and solid fats, which contribute to about 40% of the total daily calories for 2 to 18-year-olds. And half of those empty calories actually come from 6 different sources. You have pop, fruit drinks like juices, Gatorade, things like that, dairy desserts, so ice cream, pudding, those types of things, grain desserts, cake, donuts, and then pizza and whole milk. The typical American diet also lacks the recommended amount of veggies, fruits, whole grains, dairy products, and oils. So moving on to risks of inactivity. A sedentary lifestyle can be a major risk factor for heart disease. And here is an image down here that you can see. Usually heart disease is associated with clogged arteries. So down here you can kind of see that higher cholesterol levels increase the buildup of fat in the arteries, and then it's harder for blood flow to get through the valves and the arteries and your veins to the places it needs to go. And heart disease is actually the number 1 cause of death in the United States. Approximately 610,000 Americans die of heart disease every year. That's about 1 in every 4 deaths. So lack of exercise can often lead to life-threatening diseases such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol levels, unhealthful weight gain and obesity, cardiovascular disease, so heart attack. Again, it's the clogging of those arteries with the high cholesterol and high blood pressure. And then stroke as well falls into cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, certain types of cancer, asthma, and other breathing problems, osteoporosis, which is basically the bones losing density or mass, and then it's easier for bones to break as you age. Osteoarthritis, which is a very common type of arthritis, which can affect the joints in the hands and the feet the most. Arthritis can affect any joints throughout the body, but it's an inflammation in the joints, which then can make it harder to move your fingers and your feet, and then it can also be painful. And then psychological problems such as stress, anxiety, and depression, and also premature death. We know that people who actually live physically active lives tend to live longer than those who live sedentary lives. So moving on from risks to benefits, some benefits of physical activity, basically why physical fitness is important. Physical activity or exercise can improve your health and reduce the risk of developing several diseases such as type 2 diabetes, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. So it can lower your risk of a heart attack and stroke. Physical activity and exercise can have immediate and long-term health benefits, but most importantly, regular activity can improve your overall quality of life. So the recommendation for adults is a minimum of 30 minutes of exercise each day. For adolescents, it's actually recommended that you receive 60 minutes of exercise each day, with a combination of that being cardiovascular exercise, so aerobic exercise, strength training, as well as flexibility. Regular physical activity can have the following health benefits. It can reduce your risk of a heart attack. It can help manage your weight, keep you at a manageable weight so you're not gaining or losing weight. It can help lower your cholesterol, your blood cholesterol level. It helps lower your risk of developing type 2 diabetes. It helps lower your risk of some types of cancers. It can lower your blood pressure, which makes it easier for blood to flow in and out of arteries and veins. It can help strengthen your bones, muscles, and joints. So if it strengthens your bones, then we'd see a lower risk of developing osteoporosis because of that. It actually lowers your risk of falls because when you're physically active, it helps your body maintain equilibrium and helps it maintain balance, which over time can lower your risk of falls, which tends to increase with age. It can help you recover faster from periods of hospitalization or bed rest. So if you've had surgery, if you had an injury, it can help you recover faster. It also can help you feel better. So being physically active regularly can give you more energy, put you in a better mood, help you feel more relaxed, and actually help you sleep better. And then finally, with regular physical activity, it can decrease symptoms that are associated with depression and anxiety. So we're going to watch a brief video clip that kind of just reiterates everything we just talked about.
In this video, we're going to look at some of the major benefits, both physical and mental, that an exercise program can bring to your life. Let's start with the physical benefits. Number one, cardiovascular and respiratory improvement. Over time, you end up strengthening the cardiac muscle that surrounds your heart. You also pump a greater volume of blood with each stroke, which causes a decrease in resting heart rate. You do a lot more red blood cells, which improves your ability to bring oxygen to your muscles, and your lungs become stronger and better at supplying your body with the oxygen it needs. Number two, reduction in health risk factors. Regular exercise can reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease, developing type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. Research also shows that active people have a lower risk of colon and breast cancer, and regular exercise can also increase your chances of living longer. Number three, increased metabolic rate. Metabolic rate is the rate at which your body burns calories. During exercise, you obviously burn more calories than when at rest. However, your metabolic rate at rest is enhanced even after your workout session is completed, as your body uses energy to repair muscles and replenish ATP storage and glycogen storage. This does depend on several factors, including the intensity of the exercise and your current fitness level. Number 4, decreased risk of falls. Incorporating balance, coordination, and muscle strengthening activities into your exercise program can improve your motor skills, thus reducing the risk of falling. Number 5, bone health improvement. Impact activities such as plyometrics and jumping and resistance training can slow the loss of bone density that comes with age. Playing sports that involve running and jumping can be advantageous as well. Number 6, weight loss and reduced obesity. Physical activity can be a key part of a complete weight management plan to avoid excessive fat gain and to maintain a healthy weight. Regular exercise burns more calories and increases muscle mass, both of which are key to weight loss and weight maintenance. Now let's take a look at the mental benefits. Number 1, increased feelings of well-being. Exercising enhances the action of endorphins and enkephalins, which improve natural immunity and reduce the perception of pain. Regular exercise can also improve mood, feelings of having more energy, and overall quality of life. Number 2, better sleep. Research has shown that regular exercise helps people fall asleep faster and enjoy a deeper sleep. It can also improve sleep duration and decrease middle of the night wake-ups, providing a better overall sleep quality. Number 3, better brain function. Regular exercise can reduce fatigue, which can improve alertness and concentration. Physical activity improves blood circulation, which delivers oxygen to the brain at a faster pace, which leads to sharper thinking. Number 4, increased self-esteem. Regular exercise can improve your body shape, increasing your confidence in your appearance, thus increasing your self-esteem. Exercise also promotes a sense of accomplishment, which can increase your confidence in taking on other tasks in your life. And that would be some of the major physical and mental benefits.
All right. Okay, I think I lost myself. There I am. Whoops. Okay, so just so you know, there will be technical difficulties at some points throughout this, and we're just going to work together on them. So hopefully you don't mind that I dropped myself down while that video was playing. I wanted to make sure that you could see the entire thing. So with that, we talked about how exercise, the benefits of exercise, but I wanted to also talk to you about how exercise can change your brain and help boost memory. It can help you think better as well. So if you look at this picture right here on the side, it says exercise can help reduce stress and anxiety. It can help fight and prevent depression. It can help lower the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's. It can also increase IQ, help build more brain cells, and improve your mood. Actually, a number of studies have found that exercise helps depression, and there are many views as to how exercise can help people with depression. So if someone is struggling with depression, exercise actually helps block the negative thoughts and can help distract you from your daily worries. Also, exercise with other people can give you the opportunity for social contact. It can help increase fitness, which may lift your mood and improve your sleep patterns. And it can also change the levels of chemicals in your brain. So when you exercise, the feel-good chemicals, endorphins and serotonin are released, and these chemicals can actually help reduce stress. All right, so what we're going to do next, I would like you guys to take a break from the slideshow. You're going to go over to Seesaw, which if you look in your Google Classroom, on the assignment that you have, the scavenger hunt, you should have filled out an account. You should have signed in with your email, and then it will directly link you to this Seesaw page. So I'm going to use First Hour Personal Fitness as an example. Fourth Hour, yours is going to look exactly like this. It's just going to say Fourth Hour Personal Fitness up here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to scroll to the bottom, which is your first activity. It's called Risks versus Benefits of Physical Activity Matchup. And then you're just going to hit Add Response. Once you hit that Add Response, you're going to select yourself. And then you're going to fill out, you're going to do the activity. You're going to read the instructions here. And basically what it is, it's like a matching activity. So you have all of these activities down here on the bottom. Here, let me see if I can pull it up so you can get a better idea of what it looks like. Yeah. All right. So all of these different things on the bottom, they're either risks of inactivity or benefits of activity. And then you are going to physically draw on this right here. So you can pick however you want to draw. You can pick the colors. You can pick your utensil. And then you're going to draw a line here. I'll give you one. So weight management is clearly a benefit of activity. So we're going to draw a line from weight management to benefits. And you're going to do this for each of these activities listed below. If you mess up, you can always hit the back key and that will erase it. And then once you are finished, you're going to hit the green check in the upper right hand corner, and that will upload it to your journal. So I will see that it has been completed there. I'm just going to delete my changes and then discard that. And then once you've completed this, this should be completed by the end of by Monday, August 31st. When I upload assignments for students that are completely virtual, please make sure that you have all of your assignments completed by the end of that week. So if I upload things for you on Monday, then you should have them completed by Friday. All right, so go ahead and take a few minutes to do that. And then when you are finished, head back to the Google slide. All right, now that you have finished doing the risks or benefits of activity, of physical activity, we're going to move on to, I guess, talking about what personal fitness is. So what I want you to do first is brainstorm, what does being fit really mean to you? And when you're doing this, take a few minutes to kind of think about that. And then once you have your answer, head over to your Google Classroom page. And you're going to go down, so it's not active yet, but it will be. You're then going to click on the what does being fit really mean question that is under the Unit 1 Introduction to Personal Health. You're going to, it says, please answer the following question, which is what does being fit really mean? And then once you've answered that, read some of your classmates' responses to that, and then comment on at least 2 of your classmates' responses once you finish that question. So then we kind of get a little discussion session going under Google Classroom. Once you have finished that question, you are going to, so you take a few minutes to answer that question and then come back to the slide deck. So in life, we actually strive to be healthy and make sensible choices, but it's difficult to know exactly what that means. And it could be different for everyone. My definition of personal fitness or what it means to be fit might be different than what yours is. It's not only about losing weight or lifting a heavy barbell, but being physically fit entails a wealth of knowledge about our body, our bodily functions, our environment, safety, diet, our goals, and then strategies for longevity and making sure that we are physically fit for a lifetime. Human beings are actually complex and highly sensitive organisms. We need the right kind of attention to physically excel. And then being fit is about living life to the fullest and making the most of what you have, which is yourself. So the next thing I want you to do is think about this question, which is, how would you define personal fitness? And again, remember that this definition may not be the same for everyone. It may encompass different things for different people. For me, my personal fitness not only includes physical fitness, but also mental health. So take a minute to think about how you would define personal fitness. And then once you have your answer, you're going to navigate back to Google Classroom. And you're going to see there's another question on here for you. So we're going to do another discussion session, and this is going to be on how you would define personal fitness. You're going to do the same thing here that you did for what does being fit really mean, and you're going to answer the question and then read at least 3 of your classmates' responses and respond to at least 2 of your classmates' responses to this question. Once you have done that, go ahead and navigate back to Google Slides. All right, so now that you have answered that, just a few, I guess, key points to talk about. Personal fitness is a very subjective term. Therefore, it reflects different goals and needs in every person. Um, if it could be clearly defined, I believe it would be simply having the ability and energy to do what you need and or want to do. So whether that means climbing the stairs, lifting weights, going for a run, or hiking, I personally enjoy hiking. And for me, just trying to keep up with my toddler. So everyone has their own definition of personal fitness, and this definition is fluid, meaning it will change over time and it will change based on where you are in your life. Your definition of personal fitness now may not be the same definition that you have when you're 20 or when you're 30. So it is ever changing. And then our fitness remains important. So throughout life, I think sometimes we get so busy that we forget about our physical fitness and our mental health. And we need to remember that those things are very important, especially because they directly impact our quality of life. And being healthy is one of those things that we often take for granted. We fail to realize how important it is until we don't have it anymore. So, for the last activity of today, what I would like you to do is you are going to navigate back to Seesaw and you are going to create your own definition of personal fitness. So if you remember earlier, I told you that your 4-week sheet question might help you with an activity. This is the one. So we talked about what you came up with a definition for personal fitness on your 4-week sheet. You could use that definition here if you wanted to. And you are going to fill out the activity. Personal fitness to me is ... So in the directions here, it says in a paragraph format, define personal fitness and explain what it means to you. So you're doing two things. The first, you're giving personal fitness a definition, you're defining it. And then the second thing is you are going to explain what personal fitness means to you personally. And you're going to do this in a paragraph format, which means you should have at least 4 full sentences. Some guidance for your definition. It could encompass physical benefits of activity that we talked about, the risks of inactivity that we've talked about, as well as mental wellness and more. Please make sure that this activity is completed by Monday, August 31st. I will be checking it. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions on any of the material that we went over, please feel free to reach out to me. You can call me, you can email me. And again, all of my contact information can be found on our class website, which you guys have already become very familiar with because you already did the online scavenger hunt that I posted. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope you all have a very wonderful week.